Episode of Marketer Access. This is a series of live streams that we do from Pine Tree Marketing. I also share them on my social profiles. You might be on one of them. We are live on YouTube, Facebook, and LinkedIn and Twitter today. If anyone has any comments, any questions along the way, you are free to ask. I will pick up if you have any questions. And if you're watching it in replay, I also invite you to just put a comment below on the side, depending on which platform you're on, or contact us directly or me, and we will get to any questions. We're also open to suggestions for what you would like to discuss in these sessions. So they're all meant for marketers, non-marketers, people with their own business that is marketing their own business or wondering how to, frustrated about not getting the results that they need to, etc. So any questions that you might come with are welcome, and I will attend to them, or my team will attend to them as soon as we're able to. So today is quite a valuable topic, I would say. We're going to talk about something called lifecycle marketing, and you might have heard about it before, and you might not have heard about it before. If you have heard about it before, great. If you're well adversed, please add your inputs as well. What was challenging when you first started? What got you? Where was it introduced? Any comment that you might have on it. For those of you that haven't heard about it or have briefly heard the name Lifecycle Marketing, it is really a framework that we, for all of our clients, when we work with any new client or existing client, we look where are they at in relation to a full lifecycle marketing approach to marketing. It really is a framework that allows you to understand how purchase behaviors are made and what you can do from a marketing perspective to affect those purchasing decisions. So we are not talking about forcing anyone to buy anything, but we are talking about using your marketing resources, that will be time and money, in the most efficient way for your business. So we're identifying where do you have gaps, where must you put in the effort. So let's get started. So I am the founder and CEO of Pine Tree Marketing. We deliver a full service. We're a full service marketing agency, which basically means we do everything from the strategizing and mapping things according to your lifecycle marketing and general strategizing to actual execution. If there's something that we don't execute ourselves, we will guide you in the right direction of where to find qualified suppliers for those services. Really passionate about helping small businesses and entrepreneurs understand the holistic picture of marketing. Too many are focusing maybe on the wrong things and they run out of money before they get the results. That's what this topic of lifecycle marketing is all about. So understanding the whole picture, increasing conversion rate comes with that as well. So you get more people from your ads becoming clients, and you get more value out of the clients that you have as well. So it's how to maximize that whole system and how to prioritize to do so. So online buying and the customer journey. How does this all come together? So online buying is not quite like offline buying. Has some similarities, but it's not exactly the same. When you are online, you can literally be in 24/5 shops, actually as many as you want, depending on how many tabs you feel like having open. But you can be in very many shops at the same time that's selling the same product or service. When I say selling the same product or service, it will be similar in the customer's head. Not necessarily a product that you associate your product with to be the same, but that the buyer sees as the same product. So they can be in many shops at the same time. And what is needed more also for online buying is that you need to build up that trust. They get exposed to a lot of ads, a lot of stimulation from social media, etc., that is talking to them. So you need to build up the trust that what you're telling them can deliver is worth putting money into. So we call this the customer journey. It's a journey that the customer goes through from being aware of your product. And I'm going to align lifecycle marketing with the customer journey a little bit later. But it's the mental journey that your buyer is going through from being aware of their problem or being aware of your product to a process to buy the product, and then thereafter to be an ambassador or enjoying your product as well, because it also involves that part. And some stats here. 96% of people visiting your website or social channels will not buy straight away. You'll find various presentation of this statistics online. Expecting immediate purchases, which a lot of small businesses and entrepreneurs do, especially when you don't have that much experience within marketing, it will lead to disappointment and inefficient use of your marketing budget. So not understanding how this buying process works will lead you to spend your money in the wrong way, and you will be disappointed. So we like to rather empower and get results. Lifecycle marketing helps you create a buyer's or a customer journey, so online purchase journey, that increases conversion and sales by nudging your potential buyer through the customer journey or to a purchase decision and also beyond. So that is some of the thoughts behind it, or the stats behind it. So I'm using a few different definitions here, and I'm mixing them a little bit. But the customer journey is the complete sum of experiences that the customer go through when they interact with your brand or your company. So instead of just looking at like typically as a transaction, that is the experience they have with your brand, or the ad and the transaction being the purchase. The customer journey is the full experience. It might be other things, what other people are saying, what they're talking to friends, how they're talking to friends that have dealt with your brand before, what are they saying, etc. Your customer life cycle, let me go to that one, refers to the process of the prospect becoming aware of your product, making the purchase, and ideally become a long-time customer and an ambassador for your brand. We have divided this process in 3 stages: capture leads, convert clients, and create fans. Each step has different sub-steps and goals, and we will have a little bit more look at that. So lifecycle marketing is your marketing activities that actually is creating a buyer's journey that works to increase sales. And it is nudging your customer or potential customer through their buyer journey to that purchase decision and beyond. Just a few definitions. We're going to talk a little bit in practice about this. So here we have how the customer journey aligns with your lifecycle marketing focus. And again, the customer journey, will find different representations of it. This is one, but they generally follow this pattern. So the one is about the customer, and the one is about what you as a business needs to focus on in those stages of your customer's mindset or consciousness to their need or their product. So the customer will realize that they have a problem. They will become aware of your product, and that can obviously be in different ways. There will be a consideration phase where they might be considering others. They might be considering, do I want to buy this? Do I actually have this need? It can be different types of considerations. And then we have a decision process. So they make a decision that they're going to purchase. And after that, we have a retention and loyalty stage. So they might keep on being your customer, they become loyal to your brand. So what you as a business need to do at these different stages, you need to collect leads in the problem and the awareness stage. You need to convert clients in the consideration and decision stage, and you need to create fans in the retention and loyalty stage. So that's how you need to align your marketing focus according to the customer's which stage the customer's in. This is why it becomes important to map out this, because if not, you're going to maybe focus on the wrong things. You might forget to the step of converting clients, that you actually need to engage with them, you need to offer and close. You might be too focused on your Google ads and how to improve your Google ads, while that might not be the problem. So very important to be aware of the stage that your customer is going to be in. Again, if this sounds overwhelming, but I don't know that, it's all about starting somewhere. I recommend just start mapping it out and try it, and then make improvements. By not trying, you're not getting anywhere. So why do we need lifecycle marketing in the first place? So a lot of businesses will not quite sure know where and how to spend their money most efficiently. There's always room for improvement. No one has this perfect ever. There's always something that can be improved. There's always another segmentation that can be done, different type of client. There's always something that can be improved. But we, as a business, you need to facilitate and support the buying process of your customer. If you take it for granted that they're going to just run and buy your product, which a lot of small businesses do, so no blame on anyone specific, you will spend your money. Then you will spend probably most of your money on ads and not focusing on any conversions or post-sale revenue increases. So a share is not a sale. Like is not a purchase. A follower is definitely not a customer, and a click is not a lead. So often I'm going to take Google Ads out, put Google Ads out as an example again. So you're putting money in your Google Ads and you get clicks, but these clicks are not leads. If you're targeting wrong, you're getting the wrong clicks. Then there's not leads at all. So a click should not be the final measure of success. This is why spending only having a focus of ads is not necessarily that beneficial. Let's see if we can get to the next one. So here is the lifecycle marketing framework. Just going to have some water. And you see sort of extended figure of 8, eternity kind of shape. And the reason for that is because creating fans actually, or that what it seems to be the end on this linear presentation, is actually the beginning of collecting leads again. So it consists, I mentioned, about collecting leads, converting clients, and creating fans. But what do we do? And how do we map out underneath this? Well, we look under collecting leads, we look at things like targeting. Are you targeting the right clients? Or do you have targeting in order? Is it working for you? What are you doing to target your clients? How do you know who to target? Again, I hear a lot of small business owners saying, no, every business is my client. If they're selling B2B, every business is my client, or every business owner is my target group, which could feel that way, but there's a big difference between a company like the local plumber and Coca-Cola. So we need to have our targeting in order. The more efficient the targeting is, the better will be collecting your leads. I'm not talking about clicks, I'm talking about leads. So that will be your potential customer. Then we wanted to attract your potential customer. We don't want to attract everyone else. We don't want to attract someone that's not going to become a buyer or just going to complain and be horrible and not really, and just give us grief because then we weren't the right client in the first place. So we need to have something that attracts this client to us. So they become, remember now, they're in the awareness state. They realize they're having a problem and they're becoming aware of your brand. Now we need something to attract them to our brand. It can be some free advice. It could be an ebook. It could be a free webinar. It can be many different things, but something that attracts them to you. Could be a special on something. What we need to make sure of is that we also capture them. And capture them will be to be able to identify them again. So if you say if your attraction point is a good price, then you need to make, when they visit your page, remember they can be on a lot of different places at the same time. They can be distracted. It can be on their bus on the way to work. It can be so many different situations around them that distracts them. So how do we capture them? We need to make sure that we capture them. So, for example, with a special offer, we could capture them by saying, leave your name and email, and we will send you a coupon code instead of having a straight checkout with a discount, for example. Then you know that they are potential clients, even if they do not use the code. Then we're going into convert clients. And this is where your client is aware of your product, but they are considering if, first of all, do they want this? Was the problem really that great? Which supplier should I choose? Remember, they will compare suppliers that you do not really identify as competitors because you know that your product or service is different, but the client doesn't know. So what do you need to do at this stage? You need to engage and nurture them. So nurture means, in this context, to make sure that they are confident that you are a good supplier, giving them extra value, that they can trust that you can deliver on what you promise, etc. Then we need to have an offer. What are we offering at what stage? It can be quite relevant to think about, what am I offering? When am I offering it? Is the client ready to take that decision, or is it too premature? What is a premature of what is it? Well, let me phrase it differently. What does an offer look like that is offered early in the conversion process compared to one that is offered late? That might look different. Then we need to close. What does a closing process look like? How is your checkout? Again, I see a lot of checkout processes that are very complicated. So when you're going to go and have your checkout process or purchase process checked out, don't ask your friends, family, uncles, and aunts. Ask someone else that will give you the honest answer. Someone that has not built the checkouts process. Someone that hasn't been setting up your e-commerce site. What is that experience? And very objectively, what is it? Because this is also a point where a lot of people will lose sales because they have not spent enough time on making the purchase process simple enough. If you suddenly get 4 other choices on checkout, you might get confused. You don't want to confuse because people don't like to get confused. Then on the last one, creating fans. Now the purchase decision is made. Why on earth do we want to spend time on this? Well, this is essential because referrals from other customers are a lot easier to convert. It's going to cost you a lot less money to convert. And someone becoming a lead to a customer from scratch, never knowing about you, it takes a lot more effort than someone has been recommended by someone else. So post-sale nurturing and love is really a low-hanging fruit for most businesses. What do? We need to look at, what does my delivery process look like? Do I deliver and promise? Is it smooth? Do I give a good experience? Etc. Then you want to stand out. So now you want to make sure that you have something that impresses them, something extra. Maybe there's if you're in e-commerce, maybe there's an additional sample product of something that you put in their packet. Maybe there's extra shoelaces with a pair of shoes. Maybe it is advice on how to look after something. Maybe it's an annual warranty that they didn't expect, something, but something that impresses them. Can be knowledge as well. And then multiply. There's two ways to multiply. One is to get repeat sales on an existing client, so they buy again. The other one is to get referrals from your existing clients. So that is the whole lifecycle marketing framework in a nutshell. But I'm going to go into each different stage and just look at how you must approach it, because this is just what it looks like. So to create amazing customer journeys, you need to start by mapping your current marketing activities throughout the customer lifecycle. If you've never done a customer journey before, I would not expect you to do this to perfection. Far from it. What I would want from you is that you start. Even if you get it 20% right, it really will show you where do you need to put in more effort. So it's a really good self-tool to realize what you need to do. So we have a little tool. Let me get up the tool that I have here that you can use. Here's a link to a tool that you can use. You can download. So the link that I put up now gives you similar to the slides that I'm going to go through next. You see that my slides are saying your notes, etc. It takes you through each one of the customer lifecycle stages and asks you questions to support you in documenting what are you doing at this stage. Am I doing basically documenting what you're doing at each single stage, and that's going to go through all 9 of them. So I do recommend having a look at that tool, because I'm going to go through fairly quickly in this session. I'll leave the link up there for a little bit so that you can have a look at it. But under collecting leads, which is stage 1, it's about knowing your target group and what problem you can solve for them. And for example, here you have some reflection questions. Who is your ideal customer? We also have some tools that let us know if you want some of that, on how to find your target group and messaging. Maybe I'll put that link up here as well, just for this slide. So who's your ideal customer, and also who's your ideal customer today, and check, are they the same or are they not? So your ideal customer is the customer that you would love to work with. It will be easy to sell to and will just love you afterwards. So that is some resources there. Then we have, and the target group and messaging will also help you here. So I'm going to leave it up. How do you attract your ideal clients? And a few questions around there. Are there activities that you want to do? What are you doing today? Especially what are you doing today? Because if there's nothing, that's probably a good place to start. What do you want to do? Where are your ideal clients active? Not where you want to be active, but where are your ideal clients active, etc. Are you creating a good first impression? How is that all looking? Then we have the capture. Let me just get my other link back again in case you want to have that. So collecting leads. How do you capture contact details for example, email marketing, etc.? Email marketing is only one of the platforms you can use to communicate with both potential and existing clients, but it's very often quite powerful, and it's cheap, and it's reliable, even if you mainly think that social media is the way that you must communicate to your clients. So it's really a low cost strategy that is proven to become very efficient. I do have some videos on that as well, so you can have a look. But make sure you do this. There's no point of going fishing if you're not capturing any fish. It's no good point going fishing without a bait, which is your attracting. So think about these things. Landing pages are great ways of capturing contact details. I'm showing you here some examples. So these ones on the right are some templates that we use the system for our marketing called Keep. You will see that I have a few examples from it throughout this. Later you can have a link as well if you want to have it, check it out. But so these are some of the landing page templates that they provide. So here they look like this: digital agency lead gen. Here's if you have an ebook and you're giving one free chapter. That's just a suggestions for it. So you don't really need to be a designer to create these things. But they have these forms. There's a one-time special offer. I love this because if you don't want to run a special offer on your website, but you want to have it exclusive at a certain point of the customer journey, then this is great, because then you will see, oh, this only cost $39.99, which is a little number here. I don't know if you can even see it. But when I go on the official website, it says that it costs $129. So clearly it is a special offer. Library subscription. Here is a landing page for a webinar. So webinar can be a great lead magnet to attract, but then you need to have registrations so people don't have to just remember that you had this webinar that they forgot about because they got distracted. So landing pages are great. They also can be made much more ad specific than your web page, which means that the journey that your customer is going through from the ad to the landing page is smooth. There's no crashes. There's no conflict or confusion. Stage 2 is converting clients. You will see the stat here again. People don't buy straight away. What are you doing to build trust? For example, on social media, what are you doing on email? Are you answering questions in your communications? Great things to do. Are you staying top of mind? What are you doing to engage with your clients? So in lead nurturing, some of the things you can do would be retargeting, just a couple of examples, which is basically advertising to people that are already aware of your business. So you are targeting people that follow your page, people that have clicked on specific ads before. This is typically what happens when you've been to an online shop and you start seeing those products popping up everywhere. They are reminding you that you at some point were interested in those products. And then we have email marketing. Absolutely not spam. Don't confuse that with spam. It's one of the most cost-effective ways to keep in contact with your prospects and is proven to still be very effective. Key to not be spammy is to send the right information at the right time and to know your target group. So all along the lifecycle marketing, you can use email as a tool, but you want to know where along that customer journey you are. So am I creating awareness? Am I building trust? Am I communicating with existing clients, etc.? Let me just take away this. What we also have to remember when you want to convert, when we want to talk about communication, is that your customers don't care about you. So what kind of content should you present? You should present content that they do care about, which is basically themselves. So as human beings, we have a natural affinity to talk about ourselves. Know this. You don't have to solve it straight away, but self-promotion is sort of hardwired into us. But when it comes to business, we see that all we do is talk about ourselves. When you're with friends, there's a little bit of give and take, and there's a discussion, and you listen to how they're feeling and what they think about things. But in this online journey, in online marketing, we tend to just talk about ourselves all the time. And there's a little exercise that I have as well. These stats are just showing that generally businesses talk about their industry expertise, the awards that they received, their experience, the way they work, exclusive partnerships. And out of 15, this is how important the customers thought it was. It's basically the bottom 5 most important things. So be aware of that one. some techniques. I'm going to just quickly put up an exercise that you can do. You can write down 10 things that you think will win over your customers without talking about yourself. 10 things. And then you think, which one of those things do you think is most important? Again, now they're not about yourself. And how many times do you talk about that versus yourself in your current communication? So just a little mind exercise to get you to get out of the ego and into your customer's mindset, which is very, very important with your marketing communication. Okay, over to offering. What is your current offer to potential client? Does your offer provide a solution for your clients? You want to make sure that it talks to their needs. You have defined your ideal target group. Are you actually helping them? How are you offering this? Do you have different offers at different stages of the journey, like I was talking about with the landing pages? Can do that. Do you have offers to existing customers? Now talking into that wow and that wow one. Do you have entry-level offers? Do you have offers that goes in stages? You can buy higher level. What does that all look like? Closing them. How easy? I briefly mentioned this earlier. So just have evaluation. How easy or difficult is it for your clients to buy from you? How difficult is it? Do you have checkout methods that no one uses? Do you have too many options in the checkout? What does that look like? How easy is it to find your buying button? Is it mobile friendly? All of these things. Closing sales. How do you close sales? So here's some sales statistics, and I have this from my old sales manager that I had way back when. And you will find various versions of the statistics online, but I'm going to highlight a few of them. So 48% of salespeople never follow up with a prospect. And that sounds like a lot, and you'll probably think I don't identify with that. But I'll tell you two main reasons why this is happening. One is that you do not have a system where you're registering your leads systematically. There's a lot of leads falling through the cracks. Every time we help a client implement a sales system or a CRM system, almost without exceptions, there will be leads identified that has fallen through the cracks. Then the second one is our ego. We don't know where they came from. We don't know how to approach them. It's all about ourselves, actually, not knowing how to quite follow up, and it sort of gets pushed back a little. Here, only 10% of salespeople make more than 3 contacts. Why on earth does that matter? Well, if you look at the bottom here, you can see I'm putting these two together. 90% of sales are actually made on the 5th to the 12th contact. Again, this is something we see when we start to note how many contact points we actually have before someone closes. And I would even say it's even more than 12 for us at Pine Tree. It's definitely a lot of contact points that we have with our clients. They don't go and run and just buy our marketing services necessarily straight off the bat. We have meetings and we discuss needs, and there's a lot of nurturing going on. Definitely more than 3 contacts. So it's quite important to understand that you need quite a few contact points. This is where things like email can play a very valuable role in closing sales. Last stage is create fans. So it's all about having a great customer experience post-sale, not over-promising, or call it under-delivering. Following up with them, care about them. What are you doing to create a great customer experience? I'll put up the link to the mapping again, because this is all part of that. So you can see all the questions there. How are you dealing with unhappy clients, misunderstandings? Are you writing them off? Are you, no, that's sort of their problem, or I'll just delete that? Are you actually working to be a great supplier to your clients? Impress and wow. Happy clients are really your greatest fans and the easiest way for you to get more business. So are you ensuring that your clients are happy? Sometimes they irritate you. Sometimes they can be annoying. Sometimes you think they're idiots. But most of the time, that is actually on you. It's what you feel about them. It's not what they actually are. It could be misunderstandings that could have caused it. So are you ensuring that your clients are happy regardless? Basically having a client focus. Do you go above and beyond? Is it value for money? Again, I was talking a little bit about that. Are you offering anything unexpected that adds value to them? Not just what you feel like giving. Don't give me a cheap free pen that stops working after the second letter. That is not impressing me. That's actually just telling me that your brand is quite tacky. So offer your customers additional value. It can be information, can be knowledge, can be free add-on services, can be availability. It can be to demonstrate authenticity, add a personal note to each order, a special thank you. Promptly respond to complaints is very important, and always say thank you. How to multiply? I mentioned there's a couple of ways to multiply from one sale. You can facilitate add-on sales. So because you bought this, you might also want to add this. You see this in quite a few e-commerce stores. Say I'm buying a phone, and you might see, oh, do you also want this phone cover and this headsets it fits, etc. And you want this additional warranty, etc. So that will be an add-on sale. You can have repeat sales. That could be, let's do my cell phone example again. So I wouldn't necessarily buy a cell phone the next month, but because I had such a good experience with buying it from you in the first place, I will go back to buy it from you the second time around because you're keeping in touch. You ask me 1 year down the line, your warranty is expiring, just checking if you want to extend it, etc. Referrals and reviews help a lot to get more leads and to convince leads in the buying process that you are great. Your potential client will listen more to what other people say about your brand than what you are saying yourself. And one also here, are all your clients aware of your potential add-ons? If you have more than one product, one type of service, are they aware of it? Are you automatically reminding them to buy again? If you have a repeat type of purchase, are you keeping top of their mind? Are you asking for referrals and reviews? And are you efficiently using them? There's a few ways. I'm going to go to the reviews and referrals because this is usually quite a low-hanging fruit again when someone has existing clients. Follow up with your customers after purchase. Don't leave them after the purchase. Don't abandon them. Have a trigger campaign. So what I mean by that, by the fact that someone has purchased, that should trigger. I'm a very fan of automation, an automated message or two asking for a review. Ask for that review. If you don't ask, you're not going to get them because your clients are so busy with what they're doing. So don't think like, oh, but they didn't want to do it. That's not the case. They don't think about you all the time. Just the way it is. Referral campaigns. Ask for referrals. Again, ask, and automate. You will not remember to do this because you will be so worried about how to convert your next client that you are not focusing on reviews and referrals enough. And this is really, when you get these coming through, that it really aids your conversion process and generate very much better leads than if you buy them through a Google ad or a social media ad. Here's just an example. So I said I'm going to pull out a few examples. So this is what this looks like in an automation. I just want to show this to not, well, I might scare you away, but let's see what it looks like. So by the fact that someone has purchased, I'm asking for a feedback. Are you happy or unhappy? If they are happy, following up according to the fact that they're happy, as they're asking for referrals, asking for reviews, following up some months later. If they are not happy, there's a neutral, follow-up for neutral. If they are not happy, I'm immediately on it to make sure that I can correct that experience. So this one is just showing that based on what they are saying, what I do next is automated, but depending on what they replied. So that is now a trigger campaign based on purchase and what they said. So here is your priority path, how you should be and why I'm saying this is a priority path is because this is the way we also do it when we work with clients. If and again, generally based on cost, efficiency, making sure that you get income out of some activities before you can invest in others, etc. And remember, now you first mapped out what you have at the different stages. So the first thing we will look at, do you have an existing list? If so, we re-engage it. Are you capturing the leads from all the existing stuff that you do? If not, we make sure you do. Are you engaging with your customers? If not, that's something to look at very early. There's no point of putting ads in before you make sure that you can convert them. What does your customer experience look like? Objectively. Are we asking customers for referrals and upselling? So this is we would typically go and automate this because most people find it quite awkward. How does your purchase process look like? And then all the way at the end, we look at generating new traffic, new leads, new awareness. This is where your ads would be. So you see that comes all the way at the end because this is your sales process working, and then you add people into your sales process. How to enable lifecycle marketing. So to capture contact details, for example, is number 2. You need a system to store and segment the information. There's a lot of systems out there. I've shown you some screenshots from Keep, but there's a lot of systems out there that you can use. What should you be looking at in a system when you choose your system? The system should allow you to automate processes because a lot of the stuff you do not have time to do manually. For example, automatically send them a lead magnet that you promised them. Automatically capture their details. Send them to the right nurturing campaign according to where in the sales cycle they are. So by segmenting your contacts, you can focus on upselling and asking for referrals from current customers. And you can nurture your actual customers to get repeat orders and additional purchases. So just by knowing that there are existing customers compared to leads, you want to communicate differently. If you want to try Keep, here's a link you can use. This one will give you a lifetime discount, but in addition to that, will also give you another discount on top of that for the first 2 months. So you can have a look at that. You will have to use that link to be able to get this deal. It's not available on the official Keep website. Techniques, how to do lifecycle marketing, automation. What is automation? When something happens, then do this and stop if something is happening. When someone enters a sales stage, then trigger some emails, add tags, send some documents for signing, maybe, for example, in the purchase process, but stop when the purchase is completed, for example. Or when the deal enters a stage, send them a mail to book an appointment, send them a couple of reminders, but stop if the appointment is actually scheduled. Great stuff to use. Eliminates repetitive tasks. You can grow without adding employees, so it turns out to be a lot cheaper than to hire someone. You're wasting quite a lot of your day. 80% of top performing companies use marketing automation. And this stat's actually quite old, so it's probably more at the moment. It's just coming more and more and more. Spend less time on repetitive tasks and more time on actually growing your business. to evaluate the lifecycle marketing that you put out instead of getting stuck into executing it. Okay, so here I have added also another automation. So this is a lead capture automation that we give to coaches and consultants, clients that want to promote an ebook. So they fill in a landing page, the potential customer. We deliver the ebook if there's 2 emails here. So if they don't click in the first email to get it, then we will send a second one. But if they click in the first one, we will send them over to the appropriate conversion campaign. Again, I'm not going to play this video because I don't think the sound will be there, but you can always check out what Keep is if you want to. Again, there's many tools out there, so I'm not going to say that you need to have Keep. There's several tools. You know what to look for. If you want this special deal, you can fetch that link or you can scan the QR code, but go check it out if you want to. So your mindset and what you need to do to get started, you need to understand the value of lifecycle marketing. If you see no value in it, well, then we can stop there. Get a CRM and automation tool to help you stay organized. You need this to be on top of it. If not, things happen by random, which is not the conscious customer journey. Get started with the basics. Do you have a good definition of your ideal customer? You can use this tool that I've been showing a couple of times. Are you driving traffic to a page that is actually set up to convert? Do you have a good landing page? Are you capturing leads? Are you actually capturing them, or are you expecting them to contact you? Are you communicating what the potential client wants to hear or what you want to tell them? And are you following up enough? Very important. Remember all the contact points that you need. People ignore this, and that's where your leads don't convert. If you have any questions, so that was my last slide. If you have any questions, besides commenting below or on the side, depending on which platform, we are happy to receive any questions or any suggestions for other topics, anything you want to hear more about. And I would also love to connect with you on social media. You will find me, well, now you're on some of the channels as well, most likely. But you will find us on Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn, Twitter, YouTube. You'll find us all over. I'm sure you will be able to find us if you just want to. And with that, I want to say thank you so much for following. If you There we go. Sorry. Yeah, so I really hope that you have learned something from the session. And if it was nothing new, then at least it was a repeat. Let me know what your next step is. What did you learn? What did you pick up that you didn't know? Or what confirmed something you already know as well? Wishing you all the best with the next step, and see you next time.